What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest channel and podcast. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do go ahead, hit that subscribe button. And while you're at it, if you're listening to this on YouTube, just go ahead and hit that like button. I really appreciate you being here. And let's get into this podversation. So as you know, sherrishepherdsshow, which I wouldn't say she took over for Wendy Williams because no one can replace Wendy Williams. No one. But Sherri Shepherd now has a daytime talk show. And she was on Andy Cohen's Watch What Happens Live. And he does what he does. And he asks her a question about the other co-hosts of The View and who she keeps up with, who she keeps in touch with. So she said that she keeps in, she kind of keeps up with everyone except Meghan McCain. So they're saying that she threw shade at Meghan McCain because she said that. So Meghan McCain, being the one who is not going to bite her tongue, even though people would just prefer, for the most part, that she just keep it zipped, she had to clap back at what Sherri Shepherd said, what she was answering a question of Andy Cohen. So, and we all know Andy Cohen is messy. Is a messy queen. So a few days later, McCain, she was on Andy Cohen's Sirius XM talk show. So she said that what Sherri Shepherd said was her seeking publicity. And then she just talked about how the View is toxic, mean girl, daytime talk show culture that she was involved with for many, many years. So if it was that toxic, then why did you stay involved in it? Obviously, if you feel that it's that way, then you can relate to some of it, because a lot of people do see Meghan McCain as a toxic, mean girl. I do. I don't care for her, but that's my opinion. Just being beautifully honest about it. So I'm going to play this clip and then we'll get back into this conversation.
Sherri, Carter Chapman, when was the last time you spoke to Elizabeth Hasselbeck, and will you have her on your show?
I would love to have Lizzie on the show, and I spoke to her right before she co-hosted The View again and told her go ahead.
Who are you closest to from your days on The View?
You know what?
Seems like everybody.
Everybody, we're all family. I was with Joy in the Hamptons. I just called Whoopi the other day when she was in Italy, so we're talking tonight. Just everybody. Not Meghan, but everybody else. I'm so close to.
All right. So, of course, Meghan didn't like it. And this has nothing to do with politics because we all know that Meghan McCain is a Republican. I am assuming Sherri Shepherd is a Democrat. I'm sure she leans more that way if she isn't a diehard or registered Democrat. But Elizabeth Hasselbeck is definitely known as a Republican. She was even a host on Fox for some time as well. So when Sherri said that, of course, a few of the people on the set laughed. And Sherri Shepherd is a comedian, but I believe that she was being honest about what she said, because she did say just everybody. So it probably was like at that moment she remembered, well, not Meghan. So I mean, for her to take offense to that, that's her just being in her feelings, as she usually is about most things. She takes everything so freaking personal, and it's like it's just really ridiculous. So she says to Andy, I don't know Sherri Shepherd. So I'm going to play this clip and let's just get into it.
Sherri Shepherd was on Watch What Happens Live. It's kind of,
I know.
He shaded you a little bit. I was like, who are you in touch with from The View? And then she was like, everyone except Meghan. Did something happen with you guys?
So I saw it because you guys tagged me, like Watch What Happens Live tagged me on Instagram, and I saw it last night.
How nice.
I know, and I wrote back to whoever tagged me because I'm sure it's like some intern. I just wrote classy. But
I'm sorry.
No, it's totally fine. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know Sherri Shepherd. She was on the show like 15 years before me when I was in high school. So I don't know why anyone's under the impression that we're close friends. I think she has a new show coming out. She's looking for publicity. A really easy way to get publicity is to try and fight with me. I tend to fight more these days with people like Carrie Lake, like we were talking about people that are running for governor of Arizona. The thing that makes me the most sad about it is the View is really hard. And I think anyone who's done it knows how hard it is. And there's also this like toxic mean girl reputation that's not only with the View, but in daytime talk in general. And I wish we would all just stop. There's no need to be nasty. This isn't the first time she's done it. She did it on your show multiple times when I was on The View, and then obviously after. And I don't understand it. I don't know why anyone would be under the impression I'm close friends with her. Obviously we are not, and I'm not up in my feelings about it. I never think about her at all. And it just seems like a really mean, nasty thing to do, and a very strange way to start your new talk show that's supposed to be like light and positive for women, to like trash someone. And I know what she's doing. I mean, we're all smart. She's like throwing shade and making it a point to say like all the alumni at The View get along and braid each other's hair and go to sleepovers, except Meghan, the ultimate mean girl, bad girl.
So her to take offense to that, first of all, Andy is the one that's messy, and that's the thing that pisses me off even more about this, the more I think about it and listen to that. Meghan knows that Andy asked the question, even though he claimed that it was a viewer question, because it's always a viewer question, right? He could easily make that up. Like, Sarah from Sarasota Springs wants to know, like, whatever. But she was on Watch What Happens Live, meaning Sherri Shepherd. And then after the fact, he has Meghan on his Sirius XM show. So why wouldn't Meghan, of course, they're not going to confront the person that's more so in the wrong here, if you want to say anyone's in the wrong. Instead, you're going to go after Sherri Shepherd when all she did was, she was answering Andy's question, and then she was like, well, not Meghan. Now, for those who are diehard fans of Meghan McCain, you'll probably say, no, she actually was being messy. She was being shady, and she knew what she was doing by doing that. And she's just looking for publicity. But Andy's looking for red meat, because this is the type of stuff that gets people to watch his show, that gets people to listen to his podcast. And hey, I mean, everybody's looking for a moment if they're looking for views or listens, right? Of course, for the most part. Yeah, I have this podcast, but hopefully people listen to it, but I'm not, going to go out of my way and do things to be desperate to get people to listen to it. I hope that what I share is going to be relevant and people are going to, get something from it. So for Meghan McCain to be on his show after he had Sherri Shepherd on there, and then he's being messy by saying, well, Sherri Shepherd, she was just on Watch What Happens Live, and, she said that she gets along and still keeps in touch with everyone from The View except you. So, like, did something happen between you two? I mean, it's like she should have just answered and said, you know what? I couldn't imagine what there could be because I don't even really know her like that, and left it at that. That would have answered the question. So for her to continue to go on and on about her, if you don't know her, you don't know her. And she was throwing shade back by saying she was on The View like 15 years before me, back when I was in high school. So she's essentially calling Sherri Shepherd old, but that's okay to do that. All Sherri Shepherd said was, I keep in touch with everyone except Meghan. And that's it. So for Meghan McCain to respond to basically say, well, she's old. She's just looking for a moment. She's looking for publicity for a show. She needs the ratings. I thought she was a nice girl. This show is supposed to be uplifting and positive, but then here she is doing negative things. Like, you're saying a whole lot for someone who claims you don't know her. Like, remember Mariah Carey / Jennifer Lopez? Like, Mariah Carey left it at that. She was like, I don't know her. They asked her the question about Jennifer Lopez, and Mariah Carey says, I don't know her. I don't know her. And that's it. Meghan McCain could have just left it at that. But hey, she's Meghan McCain, right? But anyway, guys, I just really wanted to talk about that. You guys can let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. And until the next time, this is Beth, and I'm just being beautifully honest.